We didn't get a chance to talk after the game, but just going through that last pick you had in the end zone. I mean, it feels like all your picks are coming through the same play you do before practice, just following the receiver and turning around.
Well, I play in the boundary, so a lot of times that's a one-on-one matchup. So I guess, the quarterback is seeing that as one-on-one, so it's basically, I guess, a 50-50 chance. He expects his receivers to make plays, but, I got to defend it.
I know as a DB, I'm pretty sure you've seen how guys like Quincy and INTs kind of play over there. What are your thoughts on them and kind of the challenge that your receivers are going to have to go up against?
Well, Florida, they've always had a great defense, and it's just another year. And I feel like they got great corners. Well, their defense overall is playing really well. So I'm interested to see what our guys do against theirs.
What do you think are some things that Tate and Naquan can do to affect them, kind of like how they probably affect you guys in practice if they do?
Well, like I say all the time, these guys, Tate and Nooney, they didn't come out very highly recruited, so they going out there and they can play with a chip on their shoulder and to show everybody why they deserve to be out there.
Just looking at film, how much of a challenge is Callaway going up against him?
Callaway is another great receiver, but we've been playing great receivers all year, so I'm just gonna go in the game. Me and Quez, we just gonna work our technique and make plays when they come.
Can you compare him to other great receivers you face in terms of style? Or?
Nah, I can't compare him to nobody. I feel like he has his own style. He plays well, and he plays good for the Florida team.
I know you're a guy who, of course, was recruited by everybody, but how active was Florida in your recruitment when you were at Heritage?
Florida came by a few times. I had an offer from them, but it wasn't too often that they came.
So for you, because I remember when I was coming in high school, you were saying it was like FSU, Oregon, and there was someone else, or at least I thought it was Oregon, but it was just mainly FSU.
No, it was out of high school. It was Florida, Georgia, LSU. That's pretty much what it came down to. Those three.
Where do you feel like you've made the most progress kind of down the stretch here as far as just improving your game?
My consistency. At the beginning of the year, I was making plays, but plays was also being made on me. But I've been practicing better. Like our coaches say, you practice well, that's how you're going to play in the game. So that's basically how I got better and more consistent. I've been practicing well and just taking it over on game day.
When you say just practicing better, is that just taking from the film room to the practice, or what do you kind of focus on in practice?
Not giving up on plays, playing everything full speed, working on the little things I need to work on in our coverages and techniques, and just taking it to the game on Saturday.
With one game left, what would it mean if you would finish leading the nation in interceptions?
It'll mean a lot, but the main thing that we worried about is beating Florida, trying to be the state champions again.
Of course, everybody's talking about just kind of the wild numbers your defense has put up. I didn't realize this today, but DeMarcus is 6 sacks away from tying the school record for most sacks in a year. How would you describe the year he's had and really just kind of what he's done in 4 years?
Well, D-Walk is a student of the game. He comes in every game. D-Walk probably watches the most film that out of anybody that I've known or even seen. And, he's very technique sound. When he goes in there, he does what he needs to do. He studies his opponents like no other. So, he just go out there and he just, like we do, he just make his plays when they come.
What's that one thing you saw from him, whether it was last year or this year, that made you go oh, damn, this guy really does take it seriously. Maybe this is something some of us can kind of pick up on.
Well, when he watches film, he finds little keys. Say if the right guard or the right tackle, they lean too far to the right or something. He'll pick that up and he'll tell the team on Friday nights before the games, let everybody know. And he technique sound. He watches a lot of film. So film does make a difference.
Good over here.